Right now, how first responders say they are learning from a devastating water accident over the weekend that claimed the life of a teenage girl.
And new information tonight. We have an update on a deadly crash this weekend involving the family of a Badger men's assistant basketball coach.
Plus, a big vote scheduled for tonight. The state's budget writing committee is working on the governor's plan for the UW system. We'll have a live report from the Capitol straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Safety officials in Rock County say they're revisiting the events that led to the death of a 14-year-old girl over the weekend.
It happened Saturday after the current on the Yahara River pulled the girl under. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us now from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with what deputies are saying today. Adam?
Well, Eric, Rock County Sheriff's Deputy Chris Cron says what happened Saturday is still difficult for him to process, both for him, all the other first responders, and everyone else involved. But today we're asking the question, what, if anything, could prevent this from happening again? The water on the Yahara River still rushing, deceptively deep.
Just looking at the stream, you would think that it was shallow, but we could not touch.
The caution tape still remains from where crews struggled to rescue a 14-year-old girl just days ago, the current pulling her underneath a log.
It took everything we had to get her free from that tree.
Deputy Chris Cron is one of the first responders who was here Saturday. He's a recreational patrol deputy who oversees the conditions along the Rock River and issues warnings when the water there gets too high or too fast.
All we can do is try to provide a safety message to them and try to get information to them to make them better aware of what's going on and prepare them. So if they should choose to come out here, they have the right safety precautions to do so.
But the sheriff's office does not monitor the smaller waterways, like the Yahara, at least not as closely. And while it's easy to check the river depth on the Rock River online, you won't find that information about these creeks. While law enforcement is still putting together the pieces of what happened and how, those precautions are something they're now considering.
We can do public service announcements. We can inform people and educate them that the current is fast through here, that water levels are up, and then obviously we can provide them with information as far as the safety tools that they can take with them to help them better prepare for a situation like this.
Now, we do know each of the people on the water that day was wearing a life preserver, and as for the 14-year-old victim, she was on the trip with a local Boy Scout troop. Rock County Sheriff's Office says their hearts are with that family tonight.
Adam Duxter live in our bureau in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
3 students have been injured following a crash involving a school bus this afternoon in Monroe. Those injuries are said to be minor. According to the Monroe police chief, it happened at the intersection of Highway 69 and 8th Street just before 4 o'clock. Police say a van made a left turn and hit the bus. The van then spun out and hit 2 more vehicles. The driver of that van was cited for failure to yield. We don't know how old the students are, but police say they are all from the Monroe School District.
The Dane County Sheriff's Department is now partnering with a nationwide program to help reduce crime in local neighborhoods. They are joining the Neighbors app by Ring, which will allow them to provide the community with real-time local crime and safety information. If you're interested in joining this program, it's easy and it's free. We have step-by-step instructions. You can find those at channel3000.com. All right, let's get a look at our first alert forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we've been watching some showers and thunderstorms down to our south. The good news is the severe weather threat is farther to our south. In fact, as we take a look at Doppler tracking, you can see there are several severe thunderstorm watches down to the south of southern Wisconsin, across Illinois, Iowa, and into Indiana. But that's keeping the threat for severe weather away from us. There are some showers, a couple of isolated thunderstorms that have been approaching southwestern Wisconsin. Eventually, will move in at some point during the evening hours. Temperatures right now are generally in the upper 50s to the lower 60s. That's also keeping the severe weather threat away. Any showers or thunderstorms will probably come to an end later on tonight. Tomorrow, just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, but it will be a little milder with a high of 70. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
New tonight, Dane County's aquatic harvesters are back to work now, officially being launched today. And this year, Dane County added 2 more to its fleet, bringing it to 13 now. County Executive Joe Parisi says those harvesters will help in efforts to mitigate flooding on the Yahara chain of lakes. Last year, during the historic flooding, these harvesters were able to double the flow of water moving through the chain. Throughout the year, they removed nearly 8,600 tons of material from the lakes and rivers.
The city of Madison will wait until the end of the summer to collect sandbags. According to a release this afternoon, many homeowners still have sandbags from last summer. And since it is early in the active weather season, the city won't collect them until after Labor Day. However, if anyone does not want to keep them, they may drop off the sandbags at the East Side Streets Division drop-off site on Sycamore Avenue during regular hours. The Madison community is preparing for the return of a Badger assistant men's basketball coach after a tragedy in Michigan this weekend.
Coach Howard Moore and his son Jarrell are recovering after a car crash that killed Moore's wife Jennifer and their 9-year-old daughter Jaden Saturday morning. Our Amanda Quintana joins us now with why the family is being remembered for their generosity. Amanda?
Yes, well, after talking to one of their close friends today, it's obvious Jen Moore was just one of those people that would do anything for someone, oftentimes for people she didn't even know. The couple created the Moore Foundation to stop violence in Chicago, but Jen has been giving back here in Madison, volunteering at Middleton schools, putting together Christmas meals for the homeless, one time throwing a baby shower for a woman that she just met who couldn't afford one.
Furnish the lady's apartment for Christmas. Furnish it, you hear me? Furnish it. And then the lady who she met, who was pregnant, she gave her a baby shower. I'm talking about everything. She had cribs, she had the baby seat, she had everything. And I used to go.
Vince Carey has known the couple since they were freshmen at UW, though he says there's a big community here ready to help Howard and his son with anything they need. He knows it will be hard to come back without his wife and daughter. 9-year-old Jaden went to West Middleton Elementary. The school district says a Grace support staff are on campus today and tomorrow. Administrators worked this weekend to script out what they say to their 4th graders who were without a classmate today, and they sent home resources on how to talk about this tragedy at home.
Amanda, thank you. Sun Prairie will be installing a bronze statue for fallen firefighter Corey Barr. The city council unanimously approved a resolution last week. According to a memo from the fire chief, the statue will depict a firefighter holding Barr's helmet. It will stand in front of the fire station on Bristol Street, just blocks from where the deadly explosion happened last July. Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Dan Kelly says he is running for re-election, being energized by the election of conservative Justice-elect Brian Hagedorn earlier this year. Justice Kelly officially announced his re-election bid this morning. Last week, Dane County Circuit Judge Jill Karofsky announced her candidacy. Marquette University Law School professor Ed Falone is also running.
Just within the last 15 minutes, state lawmakers have voted to drastically cut what Governor Evers was proposing for funding for the UW system. Rose Schmidt live now from the Capitol to explain the latest this afternoon. Rose?
Yes, well, the State Budget Committee just passed a plan among party lines that would increase funding for the UW system by $58 million. But that's less than half of what Democratic Governor Tony Evers is asking for. The Republican-controlled Joint Finance Committee passed a Republican motion that would continue to freeze tuition at UW schools for 2 years. But GOP leaders eliminated the $50.4 million that Evers proposed to pay for that tuition freeze. The committee approved $45 million for the UW system over 2 years, but there's a catch. The system will only get that money if university system employees come up with a plan on how to use it.
Republican proposal doesn't go nearly far enough, and there's $45 million on the hook that the system has to come to their legislative parents and see if they can get an increase in their allowance. That's what it comes down to.
Our perspective is, from an income, how can we give more back to the people that pay the bills here, being the taxpayer? I think your perspective might be, how can we spend more of the money that the taxpayers of Wisconsin have?
Governor Tony Evers also proposed giving the UW system $45 million to attract and retain students in fields in high demand, but the GOP leaders slashed that. Republicans also eliminated Evers' $10 million proposal to pay for a program establishing fellowships and loan programs for nursing students. And UW system President Ray Cross issued a statement today calling the vote a missed opportunity and short-sighted. He says that the UW system needs $60 million alone just to keep up with inflation, and Chancellor Blank also issuing a statement today saying that this vote stalls the momentum that had been building in support of higher education in the state of Wisconsin. Back to you.
Rose Schmidt, live at the Capitol. Rose, thank you.
Still to come, the Madison Police Department swears in its largest recruit class to date.
Plus, water prices will be going up for people living in Lodi for a project that was never properly approved. The story next. The Madison Police Department is welcoming new police officers today in their largest ever graduating class. 50 new recruits were sworn in this morning at the Police Training Center over on the city's east side. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway gave some advice to today's graduating class.
I won't tell you to strive for excellence because you've shown that you do. But I will ask you to strive for empathy, for each other, for your brothers and sisters in arms, and for the community that you serve.
All the recruits come from various backgrounds, ranging from retail security officers to special education teachers. If you pay for water utilities in the city of Lodi, be prepared to pay a little extra each month.
The city of Lodi will be upping the bill to help pay for a $1.8 million project that was never approved to be built in the first place. Jamie Perez explains how this happened.
Well, how would you feel if your water utility bill suddenly increased by 34% to help the city pay for a building that was never approved of in the first place? That might soon become a reality for a lot of residents here in the city of Lodi after the city built this building without permission from the Public Service Commission. And a lot of residents here that I spoke with say they're not very happy about it. The city of Lodi went ahead and built this building in August to increase water pressure for the new primary school, but they did so without proper approval. It's state law that any project more than $299,000 has to get approved by the commission. Well, without anyone's permission, the city did it anyways, leaving residents and business owners like Scott Pulvermacher to help foot the bill.
Wonderful.
Pulvermacher, like several others I spoke with off camera, said this is the first time they've heard about this.
Well, as an increase of 34%, it's going to get passed along to somebody, so it's going to be my consumers, which are part of the city as well.
Pulvermacher owns this restaurant in Lodi. He said when he sees that increase to what he says is an already hefty water bill.
Paying, I think, more than I need to, but it's a lot. I mean, it's a big hit on as part of our overhead to keep everything running in the restaurant.
He may have to increase prices on his menu to help cover the costs.
There's a lot of water between commercially washing dishes every day. I couldn't even tell you how many loads a day we do. I'm going to guess we do probably 50 loads of dishes a day, plus all the prep work we do where we're scrubbing and soaking, plus all the mopping every night, plus the cleaning of the kitchen, bathroom water. We use water on the soda machine, so it's all going to be a hit.
So how did this happen? The PSC told me over the phone that once the city built this without permission, commissioners have the ability to allow for rate recovery. The board voted 2-1 approving this, which means customers will see a near 35% rate increase after the PSC officially signs off. They also said they've changed the new rate for their approval process, going from $299,000 to $364,000, and took the issue up with the DOJ. They've also asked the city to abide by the rules in the future. So while Pulvermacher waits for his next water bill, he says this is only growing his frustration as a business owner.
I don't think it's right, but we've got a lot of stuff that seems to be going on lately that's not being approved by going through committees, and it's just getting pushed out there, and then the city's supposed to take care of it. They have their own set of rules, it seems.
If you are a water utility customer in the city of Lodi, plan to see an increase to your bill after 30 days or so.
Still ahead at 6, the Madison Mallards kick off their season. The home opener is tonight. We'll go live to the Duck Pond coming up in sports.
But first, temperatures will once again warm up as we monitor a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight. Gary has our forecast for the week ahead when we come back.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us. As for many people, the work week starts on a bit of a gloomy note.
But you know, that's good.
I mean, it's better than what they're having in a lot of the country, right?
I mean, take a look at the severe weather reports over the last 40 hours. Well, first, we'll take a quick peek at Doppler track here. It looks like, actually, we might be on the wrong graphic. I want to make sure I'm on the right one here. Yeah. We've got to get on the right graphic here. That would help if we were on the right one. But first thing I wanted to show you was the severe weather reports over the last 48 hours across the country. And literally, they extend from coast to coast. Hail reports in Washington State, a tornado in Idaho. Look at all these severe weather reports, tornadoes, high winds, and hail, basically from New Mexico, the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, through Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Minnesota, eastward in Illinois, and then all the way to the East Coast. Now, around here, you can see how everything is just kind of bypasses to the west and also to the south. So we've been very fortunate. That cloudy, cool weather has kept the severe weather away. It was a close call. We were in some severe weather outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center, but the warm air never got quite this far north. So that has kept the severe thunderstorms away. And tonight, more severe thunderstorms moving through parts of Iowa and Illinois where severe thunderstorm watches are in effect. You can see some showers and thunderstorms getting close to the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, but even these will probably stay below severe limits here in southern Wisconsin. In fact, a little closer look shows that it's mainly rain showers, and this is high-resolution Doppler, moving into southwestern Wisconsin, or at least close to the Mississippi River. Heavier showers, maybe a thunderstorm back to the southwest into Iowa. The severe weather outlook shows a slight to enhanced to moderate risk of severe thunderstorms to our south, but the marginal risk barely gets up to the Illinois state line. Same thing for tomorrow. The marginal risk right about to the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, and a slight risk across parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, where another round of severe weather is expected for tomorrow. Flash flood watch continues down to our south across parts of eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. They don't need any more rain, and while they might only get about a half inch to an inch of rain, that will be too much for some areas. But for us, it's just the cloudy, gray weather that at least is keeping the severe weather away. Live view from the Quebec Radio Skycam and the WISC Skycam showing mostly cloudy skies and that gray overcast. The Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Not a great day to be out on Lake Mendota, just kind of chilly. In fact, our high temperature only made it up to 60 when the average high should be 72. Those clouds keeping the temperatures up at night. The low temperature at 52. Right now we're at 58 with cloudy skies, winds out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Temperatures are warmer in the northern part of the state where there's been some sunshine compared to here in southern Wisconsin where we have thicker clouds. But the severe weather keeps coming in clusters right along a very active jet stream. But fortunately, this will keep them just to our south. We're on the cool side of this front where temperatures are in the 50s. The warm side of the front temperatures are well into the 80s from central Illinois southward. Our forecast for tonight calls for a low temperature of about 54 degrees. Look for a chance for a shower or thunderstorm, maybe a little patchy fog overnight. Tomorrow, generally dry. There might be a shower or thunderstorm at some point, but our high temperature a little milder at 70 degrees. On future track, the best chances for showers and thunderstorms will be near the Illinois state line. Low temperatures mid-50s. Tomorrow, a shower or thunderstorm chance. Much of the day dry, though, with a high of 70. Tomorrow night, look for a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, lows in the mid-50s, and then back into the 70s as we head into Thursday with perhaps a little more sunshine. And as we take a look at the rainfall amounts, they're going to be highest across northern Illinois, so that keeps it away from southern Wisconsin. 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures between about 70 and 75 most of the time. Just a chance of a thunderstorm Saturday and late Tuesday into Wednesday.
He might be the greatest golfer ever, and he's coming to the American Family Insurance Championship. Some exciting news on Jack Nicklaus in sports. Jack Nicklaus has played golf in Wisconsin before. He finished second at the 1985 Greater Milwaukee Open. Next month, Jack Nicklaus will play at University Ridge. He'll be part of the American Family Insurance Championship Celebrity Foursome that will also include Andy North, Brett Favre, and singer Toby Keith. Nicklaus is considered by many to be the greatest golfer of all time, and being friends of Andy North and Steve Stricker sure helped get Nicklaus to the AmFam Celebrity Foursome.
I don't know how many more times or opportunities he's going to play in any kinds of these events. You know, as he gets older, he still loves to do it and he comes out to support it, but we want to make sure that we got him here.
Stricker is playing in the Memorial Tournament this week, then trying to qualify for the U.S. Open after that. And oh, by the way, he's also working on being the Ryder Cup captain at Whistling Straits next year.
You know, the captain has a voice in everything you do at the Ryder Cup, to the pictures on the wall. So, yeah, we're starting to look at all that stuff now. That it's going to go by in a hurry. You know, September of this year will be here in a hurry, and then it's only a year out. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
The Madison Mallards are beginning their 19th season in the Northwoods League tonight. They're playing the Kokomo Jackrabbits in front of another nice crowd at Warner Park. Let's go live there, where Melissa Kim joins us. Hi, Melissa.
Yeah, hey there, Jay. You know the game of baseball is changing, but the Mallards certainly are not. We caught up with seventh-year manager Donnie Scott before the game, and he told us the game of baseball is kind of in the major leagues right now. It's the style of play is a little more about strength and power rather than skills. So he's going to make sure the guys on his roster spend this summer getting back to basics and working on the fundamentals of the game.
The game is drastically changing, and I think they've gotten away from the hit and run and the bunts and all those type of things, and everybody's just swinging for the fences. And I know these guys are going to eventually get to that, but you're always hearing that from people at the top level saying, you know, people just don't know how to play the game the right way. And, well, you know what? I'm going to make sure I take care of my 30 guys that are here right now, and we work on it.
Yeah, right now we're scoreless in the second inning, by the way, here between the Jackrabbits and Mallards. So if you're a fan, by the way, looking for some food, Kevin Lewis told me he wants everyone to know that this burger with some fancy balsamic vinegar, onion jam thing, and he wanted to mention 2-year cheddar is what you should get. I just had, you know, a bowl of buffalo wings because I'm not fancy like Kevin. So yeah, well, just FYI, guys, in case you were looking for food.
Yeah, Kevin and food, boy, what a great combination. That's Melissa Kim live at Warner Park. Thanks. Well, the Hausers make it official today. They're not coming to Wisconsin. Sam's going to go to Virginia to play for Tony Bennett. Joey will go to Michigan State to play for Tom Izzo. Both will have to sit out a year. Sam will have 1 more year of eligibility. Joey has 2, but could get a 3rd if he applies for and gets a medical redshirt. And 100 days and counting to the start of the National Football League season. The Packers and Bears will open the 100th season of the NFL 100 nights from tonight, Thursday, September 5th at Soldier Field in Chicago. What are we going to do for 100 nights? Gee whiz.
Hope the Brewers hang on, right?
Or go to Warner Park and have some
get the Mallards.
Good eats.
Have some good food.
And hopefully the weather will be decent today.
Looks like the rain will stay away from them, at least for the time being. Some showers, but mainly south of Madison in the next couple of hours. Temperatures right now still on the cool side, 58 in Madison. That's a little chilly for baseball, but could be worse. Temperatures, though, around 70 or above pretty much the next 10 days. And some rain chances, but not very many.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
We'll see you back here at 10.